back to Chemistry is Easy for You. Today we are going to deal with the question that I have written here. How to read difficult textbooks effectively. Don't think about just difficult textbook. Be it any book, we all face certain problems in completing that textbooks effectively. Either it will be too hard to read, or maybe it would be a big book. So lot of things happen. So the major problems that we are going to face while reading, trying to complete a textbook, we will be addressing that problem and would be stepwise. I will be giving you some suggestions so that you can read and complete the textbooks and memorize them more effectively. So let's begin. So what are the problems we mostly face? The first one would be time. That is, most of you will be taking a lot of time to complete reading a particular textbook. So we may not start doing that because it takes a lot of time. So first problem is the time. Second thing would be hesitation. Same thing. Since you are using a lot of time, you will be having hesitation to start reading the particular textbook. But before, if you do not start, you cannot grasp everything. You should give up your hesitation and start reading so that we can complete the textbook fastly. So saving time is important. Saving time is important, and to save time, the major thing that we have to remove is this hesitation to continue the reading. Now the third one would be language. That is, some of the textbooks will be very difficult for us to understand the language. So that will be the third problem, and fourth one would be the memorizing of these textbooks. So let's address all these things one by one. So let me tell you, whenever you start reading a textbook, it cannot occur like in a day. You cannot complete reading a textbook or get the method of completing a difficult textbook in a single day. It will be taking time. So that when you start reading a difficult textbook, maybe you can read only one page a day, or you will be repeating that one page many times so that you can understand at least a little from that. So that is the major key. You should not stop in that first page. Most of us do this mistake. When you have difficulty in reading that first one or two pages and it is taking a lot of time, we all stop it there because it's taking a lot of time, and also we are not understanding anything. So we'll be hesitating to go further. So the first thing is to remove the hesitation to continue the reading. On the first day, you should try to read at least 5 pages. Let it take a lot of time, say 1 hour, to read just 5 pages of a particular textbook. But you should not stop there, and you should complete reading that 5 to 10 pages. If you think you can read only 5, and if you could do 7, it's a plus point on the first day itself. So the first thing that you have to remember is that the first few days you will be taking more time than you expect. Never stop during that first phase. So that is the first major thing that you have to do when you start to read a difficult textbook. Now the second thing, important thing is, most of the textbook would be very difficult to grasp, like Jerry March. For example, in organic, Jerry March, you may not understand that textbook directly in the first reading. So what you have to do, you should start by reading simple textbooks in simple languages, either by Indian authors, or even certain foreign authors have given textbooks in textbooks with mild language, that is not very difficult language. For example, in organic, I would suggest that before you read Jerry March, you can always try to read Paula Bruce, the organic chemistry book by Paula Bruce, because that book is having a simple language and it covers almost all the basic idea of organic chemistry with good images and other pictures, so that you can grasp the basic things very easily. Once you get the basic idea of a particular thing that you are going to read, then it will be easier for you to cover the advanced textbook. So what is the second strategy that you could use? You could always start by reading a book which discusses the same topic in a simpler language, and also by either Indian authors or even some foreign authors. So as I said, you can begin reading organic chemistry by reading Paula Bruce textbook, because it's very simple and the illustrations are extremely good, and there are a lot of exercises in that. So as you go on, it will be important for you to it will be easier for you to learn the bigger textbooks. Now the third thing is that to memorize anything, what you have to do is you should write down the notes in the shortest way as possible. When you want to cover one complete book, what you do, if you are having a book of 1,000 pages, 10 pages, if you read 10 pages, the whole points of that 10 pages you should condense and write it in a single page. So that the 10 pages would be a single pages. So you can complete the textbook and also have the short notes in the full textbook would be there with you in a single notebook. A few pages of a single notebook. You can cover the full textbook in that way. So what is the second thing to do? So as I said, make the most condensed note. I have written down all the topics I have already said. First thing, do not stop in the first few pages. When you start, it may take time, but you must continue the reading process. Only then you can go to the, you can establish whatever you want. Okay. Now second thing, as I said, start reading books in simpler languages containing the similar concepts. And for that, you can do another thing also. If you have any, if you do not know about the text which is containing the same concept in simpler language, please ask me. I can help you out regarding that. I will be suggesting you books, like I said in organic chemistry. I can suggest you more books if you tell me what are the particular topics that you need. Then I can suggest you the books so that you can read those before going on to the major advanced level books. Now the third one, as I said, make the notes. 10 pages what you have read, you should make the notes of that one in a single page. That much condensed, and the whole textbook should be covered in some pages of the notebook. And the fourth thing is the most important thing. As you proceed with the textbook, you can see a lot of illustrations and practice questions. Some of them would be worked out and some others would be given for you to work out. Major thing is to work out that question as you go forward. Most of us have that one tendency that we will be simply reading the textbook, but we will be skipping all the problems that come in between, the problems and the exercises that are given in the middle of the textbook. Do not do that. If you have to complete reading a full textbook and memorize the whole thing, then you must never omit the practice questions and illustrations in the textbook. You should write and practice those. Only then you can cover all the concepts in a good manner. And fifth thing is the very basic procedure that we always do. Cover other practice questions and question papers as you proceed with the reading. For example, if you are reading an organic chemistry textbook and you have covered the first chapter about stereochemistry, as I said, you did not understand the first few pages, but you continued reading and you have covered the same thing, concepts in the simpler textbook, everything you have done. You have done the illustration. Now you have completed the stereochemistry chapter from any of the bigger textbook. For example, in Carey Sudberg, if you have completed the stereochemistry chapter, take down the question papers which contain questions from stereochemistry and practice those then and there. And if you have any doubt, so that you can refer once again. The same, you can refer whatever you want from the textbook once again. So that is the fifth thing that you have to do in order to memorize. So the first thing, here we have addressed all the issues. The hesitation, that is something you have to remove yourself. Nobody can help you in that. You should have the willpower to overcome that laziness and hesitation to complete the textbook. If you could do that, you can save your time. Do not panic if you use a lot of time in the beginning of the reading, because it happens for everyone. We all are very especially me. I am a very average student, and it takes me a lot of time to in the beginning, when I started reading bigger textbook, it always took me a lot of time to complete a particular textbook. But now I can read things. I completed one full book of computational chemistry in a single night. I could do that because I started with these steps. And always write down these notes. And if you want to memorize the whole book, what you have to do, once you finished making the notes of this full textbook, as I said, the contents note, once you have done that, Repeat reading that every time you can. Every time, whenever possible, just go through that points so that you can get quick references. And also, if you read multiple times, definitely you are going to memorize those steps, and the concepts would be extremely clear. So this is there is no magic trick in memorizing or in reading a textbook. It's a systematic method you should follow, and if you do this, I am sure in the time as time proceeds forward, you will be definitely reading all the textbooks clearly in a little amount of time. So please try to follow these steps and try to complete reading whatever textbooks that you want according to your need. And as I said, if you want to know about the simpler textbooks which deals with particular concepts, that is, if you want to start with reading something, please ask me in the comment section, or you can send me an email. I'll be replying to you for sure. And further, after that, you can proceed the reading further. Thank you so much. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for latest notification. Please like our videos, and we will be beginning the video on demand from tomorrow onwards. I'll be soon posting the message in the community, so you can reply to me. So thank you so much. All the best to all of you.